In today's video, we're exploring the tricky waters of confronting a narcissistic partner. We will arm you with the insight to recognise, understand, and deal with the backlash. Stick around as we dive deep into what to expect and how to handle it. 1. Lack of empathy. Unmasking the emotional coldness. Have you ever shared your deepest feelings, hoping for a shoulder to lean on, only to be met with a blank stare or a dismissive attitude? This is a typical scenario when dealing with a narcissistic wife, as a profound lack of empathy is one of their hallmark traits. But what does this actually mean in the day-to-day interactions of a relationship? Imagine you've had a tough day at work. You're stressed, tired, and just need a bit of compassion. A partner with empathy would lend a listening ear, offer support, or simply be there for you. In stark contrast, a narcissistic wife might turn the conversation to herself, invalidate your feelings, or completely ignore your emotional state. So, why does this lack of empathy occur? It's not that they are completely incapable of understanding others' emotions. Rather, their own needs and desires are placed at such a high priority that there is little room left for anyone else's. In navigating these treacherous waters, one must find strength in understanding and resilience, as the emotional support typically expected from a partnership may not be readily available. 2. Craving the spotlight, the insatiable need for admiration. For a narcissistic wife, the hunger for admiration knows no bounds. But what does this look like within the confines of marriage? Picture this. You've just achieved something significant at work, and you're eager to share the news. A supportive partner would celebrate your success, right? Yet, a narcissistic wife might swiftly redirect the conversation to her own achievements or demand praise for a completely unrelated accomplishment of her own. Your accomplishments may be overshadowed, and your moments of pride may have turned into platforms for her self-adulation. It's as if their self-esteem is a bottomless pit, and the only thing that can fill it, even momentarily, is the praise and validation of others. In trying to navigate this, one might find themselves exhausted, constantly playing the role of the cheerleader, while their own needs for recognition and appreciation are left unmet. Recognizing this dynamic is crucial, as it paves the way for establishing boundaries and ensuring that your need for validation is also addressed. 3. Manipulative tricks, exploitative relationships, and narcissism. Have you ever felt like a pawn in someone else's game, manipulated to serve their needs? This is a common feeling with a narcissistic wife. You may find you're constantly pushed to prioritize her needs, her desires, and her agenda, regardless of your own feelings or commitments. A typical example might be her coaxing you into making a career move that benefits her socially or financially, with little regard for your own professional aspirations. But isn't love about partnership and mutual support? Well, in her world, relationships are transactional, and she is always looking for ways to maximize her benefit. This could lead to a draining and one-sided relationship dynamic, where your worth is measured by your usefulness to her. Navigating this minefield requires sharp awareness and the ability to set firm boundaries, ensuring that the relationship is reciprocal and your generosity is not being exploited. 4. A throne of her own. Entitlement in a narcissistic relationship. Have you ever encountered a situation where nothing you do seems to be enough, and the expectations just keep piling up? That's a day in the life with a narcissistic wife, where her entitlement reigns supreme. But how does this manifest in a relationship, and what makes it so challenging? Imagine that it's your anniversary, and you've planned a lovely evening to celebrate. Most would be delighted, but a narcissistic wife might find fault for not doing enough or not meeting her precise expectations. Her needs and desires take centre stage, often at the expense of your own. This can lead to feelings of inadequacy and resentment as you strive to meet her demands while your own needs go unacknowledged. Navigating this requires a delicate balance, recognising her need for special treatment while ensuring that your own boundaries are maintained and your worth is not defined by her demands. 5. The green-eyed monster, navigating envy. Envy, in the world of narcissism, is not just about wanting what someone else has, It's about a deep-seated resentment for others' successes or happiness, perceived as diminishing her own status or worth. When envy rears its ugly head, it can manifest in belittling comments, attempts to sabotage your achievements, or an outright dismissal of your feelings. The trick to navigating this difficult scenario is not to diminish your light, but to understand the insecurity driving her envy. Approach these moments with empathy, but also maintain clear boundaries. Acknowledge her feelings without feeding into the negativity. I understand this might be hard for you, but my intention is not to overshadow. Encouraging open discussions about insecurities can sometimes help mitigate envy's impact. However, it's crucial to protect your self-esteem and achievements, celebrating your successes without guilt. Her jealousy is more about her internal struggle than it is about you. By navigating these moments with grace and understanding, you foster a healthier environment for both of you. 6. The mask of superiority. The role of arrogance in narcissism. Arrogance is a hallmark of narcissism, often used as a mask. This mask isn't just about feeling superior, it's a defense mechanism to hide vulnerabilities and insecurities. When confronting a narcissistic wife, you might encounter this arrogance as dismissiveness, a refusal to acknowledge faults, or an insistence on being right. It can feel like a formidable barrier to genuine communication and understanding. Remember, this arrogance is a defense mechanism, a way to assert dominance and maintain a perceived upper hand. This can result in a relationship marred by disrespect and condescension, leaving you feeling undervalued and disrespected. The key to dealing with this is to look beyond the mask, recognizing the fragility it hides. Responding with humility and compassion can sometimes lower these defenses, allowing for a more honest dialogue. However, it's essential to stand firm in your truth, presenting your perspectives without diminishing yourself. 7. The silent treatment. Using withdrawal as a weapon. Ever found yourself in the echoing silence of withdrawal, wondering what you did to deserve the cold shoulder? In a relationship with a narcissistic wife, this tactic can be a prevalent form of punishment. But what does this silence really communicate, and how does it manifest in daily life? Imagine expressing your feelings or addressing a concern, only to be met with an icy silence or complete avoidance. But why does she resort to the silent treatment? We all know that communication is the lifeline of a healthy relationship, but for her, withdrawal serves as a tool of control, a way to assert dominance and make her discontent known, all without uttering a word. This can create an emotionally volatile environment as you find yourself navigating the turbulent waters of her silent disapproval. Developing resilience and clear communication strategies becomes crucial, ensuring that silence doesn't become the language of your relationship. 8. The blame game. Dodging accountability at every turn. No matter what happens, it's never her fault, right? This is a common scenario when dealing with a narcissistic wife, where accountability seems to be an alien concept. Picture a scenario where a joint decision leads to a negative outcome. Rather than acknowledging her part, she might point the finger squarely at you, insisting that you led her astray. To her, admitting fault is a sign of weakness, something to be avoided at all costs. This can lead to a skewed dynamic, where you're left taking the blame for everything that goes wrong. 9. The chameleon effect. Shifting realities in a narcissistic mirage. Have you ever noticed inconsistencies in her stories, or felt like the ground was shifting under your feet? This sensation is not uncommon when dealing with a narcissistic wife, as they often exhibit a chameleon-like ability to alter reality. She might do this by changing the details of a past event to suit her current narrative, leaving you questioning your own memory. This inevitably leads to an unstable relationship foundation as you grapple with the inconsistencies and strive to keep a firm grip on reality. Cultivating a strong sense of trust in your own perceptions becomes crucial, ensuring that the chameleon effect doesn't blur the lines of your reality. Now that we've explored these emotional reactions, it's crucial to arm yourself with further knowledge. Watch Dissecting the Blame Game and Avoidance of Responsibility to understand their evasion tactics, or find out how to break free from the narcissistic supply chain. Thanks for joining us today. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.